In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the Crypto Keeper and Blockchain Crusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Question everything, trust nothing. It's your boys, Crypto Keeper and Crypto Blood, in on the evening, filling in for the one and only Crusader. Blood, how you doing this evening, brother?
Hey man, I can't call it, bro. I'm jet lagged, but I'm here. You hit me up. I'm like, for sure, I want to come on your show. You know how it is.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Well, tell me, let's just kick it off with that. How was the Litecoin event? Litecoin Summit. That's what it's called, right?
Litecoin Summit, man. Hey, OGs, typically attend those types of conferences. There weren't many people there.
Like what's not many? Like what would you say? So we've been to a lot of conferences together. What is not many as it relates to a crypto conference? Like
it was a small. I don't even know, bro. Like, what would you say our last conference we were both at? How many were there?
Little Addison wants to remind you early with her messy hair to be your own bank. Her little hair that is not there all the way. Thank you, baby. You stealing my.
We got the E-Trade, baby. We got the E-Trade, baby, in the building.
Daddy loves you. Oh, there you go. The last event, man.
Where did we go to?
The last one I was with you at
New York.
Yeah, but that was so spread out. I don't know on that one. That one was so spread out. It was hard to tell. There was actually a lot of people at that one. I would say Vegas was kind of small. Wasn't that big.
I wasn't there.
You weren't out there for that.
I wasn't there.
Yeah. I don't know. What was it?
Was
a couple
small,
hundred people?
Man. Huh?
Couple hundred people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And most of them being on what I've noticed recently is a lot of people in the industry has been the people at the events, not many people just from the community, right? We've got people watching the show tonight, not that type of.
Very true. I met a guy that was manager of a large mining organization.
Mm-hmm. Mining Litecoin?
No, he was interested in mining Litecoin and stuff, because he heard me on stage talking about my previous experience mining and building rigs for script coins.
Interesting.
So he came up to me. He's a Bitcoin miner.
He's a Bitcoin guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I actually got asked a couple different times to go, and I thought about it. Miguel and I were gonna come last second. See, with Miguel's work schedule, a lot of times he just can't make a last second decision. But for whatever reason, he was like, "Bro, let's do it." And then, of course, the one time he says, "Bro, let's do it," because I'm usually a spur of the moment, like, "Let's go," and I'll just do it. I couldn't do it, so ultimately, we were gonna stop out, and then we didn't. But
I'll tell you this though, man. It's a bear market, right? On top of that, you're talking about an obscure coin.
Yeah.
At this juncture,
especially at this juncture.
This juncture.
Yeah.
But I had to remind people on stage. I said, how many of you guys remember or heard of Peer Coin? And I said another coin. I think I said World Coin. Then I said Feather Coin. Then I named all these old coins from season 1 of altcoins.
Right.
This OG stuff, right? And they're like, I was like, what's common? What's the common denominator there? I was like, they're all dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah. I'm like, Litecoin is still here.
Yeah.
So Litecoin cannot be dead because it's still here. It has survived the test of time, man.
Mind your biz in the house as proof of community.
Yeah. My God, he's out there now. He's still out there. Seth is still out in Vegas.
Yeah, I know he's still out there because I hit him up and he usually messages me back. So shout out to Seth for not messaging me back today. I appreciate that. Appreciate you.
So he's probably at the Money 2020 conference, which I did. Up to it. Yeah, I did sign up for it and registered and everything. And that's a different crowd. That's all money, all finance world, like just no crypto. Finance. Yeah, real small crypto. They put the crypto. Tell Mind Your Biz to tell you where the crypto community or area for Money 2020 was. It's by the cyber crimes and something area.
They had them pinned together.
Yes. Can you believe that, bro? I'm like, man. That's how they're doing this. They're still trying to paint that narrative.
That's right. You know, Crypto Fam in the house. Make sure that you are getting involved. First of all, follow Crypto Blood. I've got his Twitter and his YouTube pinned down below the video, so make sure to check him out. If you're not already following him, make sure to do that. Jump in the Discord. Somebody asked in the chat. They said, and I thought they were trolling me for a second because this has been a big joke. They said, hey, I heard that there was a 5 ETH giveaway. Is that a typo? Must be 0.5, right? Nick, you heard right. It's actually 5. But you have to be in the faction war. To get in the faction war, if you're not already in that faction war, you're going to need to get access to our upcoming free mint, which is going to be coming up really soon. And the way to get that, get in the Discord. We'll give you the information. You do need to be a holder. Just give you a heads up. But hey, to be a holder right now, I think it costs you all of about, in dollars, maybe $7 to maybe purchase a hunter right now. So we're not asking much, but definitely get involved. And then we're going to have some fun. We've got a game going on that is going to blow. That's going to blow some minds. We got some other content creators that are going to be involved. Blood's going to be involved. We're going to have some fun with it. You guys will appreciate it. So let's take a look at the markets real quick, and then we'll dive into the content for this evening. Let's see what's popping off. I actually have not looked at the markets today at all.
Oh, you're probably not missing anything.
Oh, and what happened? Why is it on the daytime mode? We got to switch that. Oh, good gracious. 930, the global crypto market cap's 930.87 billion with a B dollars. That's down 1.08%. Guys, I don't even bother going through this because it is flat. Bitcoin, 19.3. ETH, 13.44. Let me ask you, what have you been doing with Bloodalytics? Have you guys been doing, has the trading still stayed steady and smaller, or has it been tougher lately? Has it, because it's been tight, bro? It's been tight.
So tight, bro. Like, I can show you right now over the weekend, as you guys can see, we took a long position on Bitcoin. I think this was like Sunday.
Look at that whole weekend. It just look.
Yeah, look at this. The blue area is the weekend. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It looks like Superman's, heartbeat after he fell off the horse.
That's right.
But we went long here and we took this all the way up. It was a surprise, like maybe like low volume short squeeze or whatever that happened over the weekend. But we did catch this on both Bitcoin, on Ethereum as well. As you can see here, we did take profit on some of that Ethereum trade, and on Binance coin, which is the third coin now active on Bloodalytics.
Okay,
so we're still long on Binance, but we went back short on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it's just been flatline though. So it's been very tough to extract the most out of the markets right now because of the low volatility, man. It's crazy. You know, it kind of reminds me of 2015-16 era of
prior
crypto.
to me. It was dead flat. Was it like in 2019, where we were at like 6 to 10K, 6 to 8K, just freaking flat forever?
I think so. It really was like the mid to end of 15 into end of 16. It was just dead. Didn't even check. I would check my portfolio maybe once a week. That's how it was just blah. Nothing. No news, no fundamental news that really got anyone excited. Price action was just dull. It seems just like that right now. So I don't know.
Well, I'm hoping to see some sort of movement. I will tell you the one thing that I have noticed, because of the lack of movement, people have been views have been down. You're seeing, I've heard a whole lot about, now I've been the one that said for a long time, or I've been one of the people for a long time that has said that, I think Instagram is just not where it's at anymore. And that's changing. I still have a buddy that I was talking to this morning that's big in the fitness industry and owns some supplement shops. Good friend of mine. Shout out to Paul if you're watching, brother, with Bullfrog Nutrition. And he said that legitimately the fitness industry, just like every other industry, is absolutely getting freaking hammered, and there is just nothing. What I'm getting at is this shows how much the economy reaches everyone. Because I asked him, I said, well, wait a minute. Why? And he's like, his immediate response, what do you mean? Have you looked around? And I felt like I asked a stupid question. Because I'm thinking, I'm so finance driven. I'm so into politics, finance, politics, finance, politics, finance, politics, family, finance, whatever. I'm not thinking about the fact that, well, when I say politics, finance, finance, real estate market, which is what I'm working in. Those are the sectors that I'm paying attention to. He's like, nah, bro, literally the companies that pay for some of these like events that people go to, and they pass out supplements and they pay people to be there, and the things that crypto does at events, but for supplements, not happening, bro. They're just not doing it. I reached out to one of our people today that, somebody that, I won't shout her out on here, but somebody that that does some of the promotional stuff. And I said, yo, hey, what's up? Just checking in. Anything going on? Anything we need to be aware of? And she said, well, they're just trying to time the market. And I'm like, that's so funny to me, right? Because nobody's going to time the market. But it's exactly what these companies are doing. They're saying, hey,
I would say in the crypto space, though, Keeper, like, this is your first bear market as an influencer.
Yeah, full on.
And I remember in 18, 19, it was like,
I was around then, but I wasn't doing it.
You weren't as an influencer, right?
Yeah, all right.
So there is a direct correlation to the activity on your channel, what kind of sponsor content you're able to get, and all that. Direct correlation to the price of Bitcoin. It's eerie, honestly.
That's wild. It's part of the reason why I have really focused heavily on, and I'm going to watch how I say this. I love the political side of things because of how heavily it affects everything. And I think it's important to shine the light on the craziness that's happening right now. But part of the reality is there's action happening, a whole bunch of crappy stuff, but there's action happening. Whereas every day I pull up the crypto markets, just being fair, everything's pretty flat. That being said, this is the time to make money. We're not here for financial advice. We're here for entertainment purposes. As a reminder, we're not financial advisors, but I made more money from boredom and continuing to dollar cost average than I ever have. So just want to remind everybody, I know it's boring. I know that it feels like it sucks. I know everybody wants to see XRP and everything else headed to the moon. I think some of them will go there, but we've got to have patience. I
think it's one more leg down, and I know everyone is saying that, which is a little scary, concerning to me.
I know.
But I do think one more leg down, just simply because I think we have one more leg down in the traditional markets and in TradFi.
Yeah.
I don't see. So the people are all talking about this pivot, this Fed pivot, right? Or Fed pause.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they do a Fed pause, yeah, it'll be a relief rally for a couple of weeks or whatever.
Not for long, though.
It will not last, because the reason why they are pausing is because the economy is in the shit. You get what I'm saying? So the market will finally come to that realization. Oh, they're pausing because stuff is so bad on Main Street that they had to pause. So I think if we do see a Fed pause, pivot, whatever, the after effects of it will be short-lived.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've heard people talk about the exact same thing. And that was my exact response. I said, listen, it might be nice for a couple weeks. It might even be nice for a month. But the reality is the economy is not looking nice. The things that are happening in our world are not looking nice. And the facts are these huge worldwide events, you can be a straight up TA guy. You still have to respect the fact that the threat of war, as an example, affects the capital markets. There's no getting around that. There's no TA that's going to stop that, right? And so just as a reminder, everybody, though, it is ultimately, if we do get that other leg down that we've all been talking about, I want to be encouraging. It's an opportunity that you might not get again. The stock or the crypto market, I'm of the belief that at some point, I'll pull that up in just a second, Blood. I'm of the belief that it's going to end up being like the stock market at some point. And so at some point, we're going to get to where, well, you're not early anymore. And we always talk about you're early. Well, how long are we actually early? And I think we're going to find out in this next halving.
I think one thing about the cryptocurrency, I guess there's a bifurcation, like honestly, within the space that needs to be understood or at least recognized. within blockchain, you have cryptocurrencies. I know it's like the term is loosely thrown around, cryptocurrencies, right? But you also have like coins that are part of projects or layer one coins,
right?
That I really look at more so as almost like a stock or equity versus a foreign, like an FX or foreign exchange coin.
Yeah.
So there are a group of cryptocurrencies that are and will act as FX. Bitcoin. I don't know about Ethereum, but your Litecoins, your Bitcoins, maybe your what do you call it? Anonymous coins, and some of those other crypto, literally OG crypto coins will act as the FX side, and then you'll have those that are more so valued based on their activity and value added on top of the chain. Yeah. So there is a difference, and I think with the latter, we are still very, very early, meaning all your Ethereum, your Polkadots, whatever, all those coins that actually, even, I hate to say it, Solana, some people, still love Solana, but those coins are pretty early in the game for us to know which is going to be the top dog.
There's still opportunities out there. There's people that are going to get rich overnight on some wild picks if they're able to take profits. And that happens even in the stock market. But the crypto markets are still new enough that we are going to still see that happen. And the reality is, if you're not here and paying attention right now, there's a very good chance that short of you just being the lucky person at the table, rolling the dice at the right time, it's not going to be you. What up, Crespo? What up, Crespo? How you doing, brother? I see you in the chat. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Do you want to pull something up, Blood, before we dive into the articles?
Before we get into the articles, just some technicals as far as Bitcoin and its flatline situation we got going on. This is spanning over, I don't know, man, like 2 or 3 months here. I mean, just look at this flatline. So the thing that is interesting to me, and I think I've talked to you about this on your show on the TA Thursdays, is this channel that I have drawn, and I just continue this extended outward. That red channel is where we're having a lot of issues getting into and keeping into that area,
staying in there
and staying in there, sustaining trading volume or price action in that channel. So we got another rejection, essentially, that was on the 23rd, which was yesterday. That was yet another strike rejection. I mean, this one happened last week on the 18th.
Yeah, flirted with it for a few days.
But do you see the trend though? The trend is lower rejections on that.
And the more times we get rejected, the weaker that shows. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so I really do see us setting up for maybe one more leg down. There's a vacuum though. That the only thing that I want to tell people to be very, very, very cautious at this point is because if we do break this 18.1, 18.2, there's a vacuum, and it can get ugly. And that could be the capitulation moment.
Mr.
Now
17.5.
we do have Mr. 17.5 Bitcoin at 17,500. I think this really is the vacuum. So if we breach 17.5 keeper, we are in deep trouble. I don't see any trading volume or any activity below there. So you may see that capitulation moment after that breach if we get there. So that's all I have for that, man.
The birds are going to be falling out of the sky instead of flying for 17.5. They're going to be falling.
Right.
They're going to be in the dumpster.
Right.
That's right. Yeah. Dirt bottom prices. So Crypto Fam, thank you for being here. Again, just as a reminder, jump into the Discord, dangerclosealpha.com if you're looking to get involved in a possibility to win up to 5 ETH. That's right. 5 ETH, even at today's prices, that's like $6,500. We are not playing around. The reality is, if you're asking where it's coming from the community, guys. It's coming from the sales of our NFTs. We're trying to give back to the community. You guys have been great to us. We want to be good right back to you. So just throwing that out there. Let's dive into it. Let's kick it off with Twitter. We got a short little article here on Twitter. I'll read a little piece of this, and I'd like to get your take on what this looks like to you. So, breaking: Twitter developing its own crypto wallet. Okay, I'm listening. According to popular tech blogger Jane Mansion Wong, social media giant Twitter is working on a wallet prototype that will make it possible to deposit and withdraw cryptocurrencies. Twitter rolled out a feature that made it possible for users to tip content creators with Bitcoin last September. In mid-February, Twitter native cryptocurrency tipping also became available for Ethereum users. Earlier this year, the social media platform also allowed people to show off their NFTs on their profile pictures. The rumored addition of cryptocurrency wallets will potentially turn Twitter into a full-fledged Web3 platform. So let me ask you, is this a coincidence that this is happening as our boy Elon is possibly getting ready to actually take over? Is Twitter going to be a full-fledged Web3 platform, or is this another play as the other social media giants are trying to, Meta trying to get their hands in it? Everybody trying to get a little piece of the action. Is this that, or is this actually going to be a reality? Somebody asked if Dogecoin was going to be the base layer on Twitter.
Yeah, it's funny because that's exactly what I was thinking about when you're reading it, and I think this is, these types of things are usually in the pipeline for many, many quarters. Okay, so you have a dev team, they're working on this and doing a lot of brainstorming and A/B testing and all that stuff. So I would probably say this has not much to do with Elon, in my opinion. It's probably, in the workings prior to him really coming to the forefront of trying to acquire Twitter. But
let me ask you this. You're the richest man in the world. Everybody, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Everybody wants more money. That's just how it works. You're used to making money, this, that, and the third. Maybe you don't pay attention to it, but you're still making money and are cognizant of the fact that you're making money. So you're the richest man in the world. Let's say you're not even the richest man in the world, but you're making crazy billions of dollars. You bring a social media platform to the place where you say, hey, I'm going to give this back to the people. Okay. You become the hero. Now, in the process of that, you say, hey, listen, we're going to open up a wallet and on Twitter, but yet all transactions are going to be settled in, drumroll please, Dogecoin. Okay. The man pumps this is just totally theoretical. The man pumps his own bags heavy because he's always talked about all of Dogecoin has been wrapped around for a long time anyway, around Elon Musk. Is he in the wrong? Does he get investigated? Has he done any wrong by taking his own private company and doing settlements in Dogecoin that he already has?
I don't think so, especially when you go private. There's a lot of things, rules and stuff you don't have to abide by anymore. So I think I don't think he would be in trouble legally or from the SEC or any other regulatory agency. But I will say, did you see that there was rumor that he's maybe firing like 85% of the staff? I did. You saw that, right?
Well, shoot, he's probably going to be more efficient with Twitter with 85% less staff
for sure
than Twitter is right now. I wouldn't be surprised. Probably just pop some AI in there and probably be just as effective. But I did see it. What are your thoughts on that?
What's that?
I said, what are your thoughts on that? I did see it, but like, I mean, when you see that, what do you see? Do you see him saying, hey, I'm bringing an army of my own people in. I don't want these people here. Or is he saying, I don't need this many people. I've got a better solution. I got a better rubber band. I've got a better mousetrap.
I don't know, man. I think he's so smart. Like, I think he sees the inefficiencies within Twitter for sure. Excuse me. But I just think that them moving towards, more Web3. This is not new, right? Remember, even in the article, it talked about like they did this. They tried the tipping in Bitcoin.
Well, they've been pushing that direction.
Right. Yeah. So this typically how when you have a huge social media machine like Twitter, you don't just drop it all in there at once. You got to scale into it. You got to ease your way into what you're trying to do. So
yeah,
I think Twitter can really be a game changer, bro. I was talking about Twitter possibly. I don't know if it was with you. I'm like, what if they had their own like video streaming? Not through Periscope, but like their own YouTube like Twitter platform.
So like the spaces go video, go digital like video like this.
Yeah,
that'd be wild. And then
it's privately owned.
And the people, and so like the Twitter spaces. So basically, let's say you and I are the ones hosting the Twitter space. Maybe you have up to 6-8 people hosting the space.
Yeah,
people see this, but they can also have audio. How cool would it be right now if I said, yo, mind your biz? That's a freaking great comment. He said, bots for engagement? Nah, bots for employees. Great freaking comment, right? But I see that and I say, mind your biz. Seth, what are you talking about, bro? and then all of a sudden we hear his voice coming on. That would be fire. I would absolutely.
It would take over. It would take over. It would be a huge competitor towards YouTube, because you have a lot of influential people already. He has the audience. He has the user base on Twitter. Yeah. So it's a vertical integration, they call it. That's a vertical integration to have video streaming right on the platform, and boom, it's a game changer. You know, Rumble is another one that's competing, but you know, I think at this point, the next 5 years, YouTube is definitely going to have some competition.
Yeah, for sure. Kenton, shout out to Kenton. Thank you very much for the super chat. Kenton says, smash those likes for Keeper in Blood. Yeah, guys, you already know what time it is. Smash the likes.
Yes.
Let people know you're enjoying the stream. Booties. And then make sure when you're smashing those like booties that you also smash the subscribe over on Blood's channel and over on our channel too, if you're not already. Twitter, all the different socials. We love you guys. We appreciate it. So, yeah, so I think it'll be really interesting to see, you know, how this plays out. I think that Twitter, I still don't know. I suggested this on a stream prior. Is Elon Musk's final play to actually give this back to the people? And then when they try to shut him down, he says, nah, I'm going on Starlink. And then all of a sudden, he's got a full private company that he's running, the largest or one of the largest social media companies on planet Earth, on his own satellite-driven space. Ain't nobody shutting you up at that point. And I feel like
it's
that's
possible,
a
man.
Wild proposition.
He definitely plays 4D chess. It ain't no 3D, it ain't no 2D stuff. It's 4D with him for sure. He's so far ahead in his moves. But I will say one thing you mentioned about like Twitter going Web3. There are a lot of companies can easily go Web3 just by allowing you to use your MetaMask as your user login. That's the first step. That's an easy on-ramp to get people familiar and used to using like blockchains.
Yeah. You know, somebody's going to simplify it down to where it doesn't have to be as intimidating. And as that happens, I think that integration will happen more and more and more. We'll see that happen. Well, let's talk about UK real quick. Stick around. We're going to talk about what's going on over in China. Well, with the Chinese, but over here, actually, China. So stick around for that. But we're going to talk about the UK first, and also Monday through Friday, 5:45 to about 7:30. Make sure if you're looking for some TA love before the show, check out Frankie Candles. He's doing a great job over there. He is a partner of the show, so make sure you guys check him out.
Shout out to Sin City Crypto, too. I was in their studio live on Friday. That was awesome. They have a great setup over there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was there when we were out when I was out in Vegas. Bro, they have a beautiful studio.
Yeah, they got it set up nice.
They got it going on over there, bro. They spent some Bitcoin on that studio.
Some Bitcoin on that. Hey, that's a good investment, though. That'll render out for them well, I think.
It's definitely nice for sure. UK conservatives elect crypto bull Rishi Sunak as next prime minister. The former finance minister is a supporter of both private sector crypto innovation and CBDCs. Former UK finance minister and established crypto bull Rishi Sunak will soon replace Liz Truss as the nation's prime minister. Truss was ejected from her leadership position just 45 days after assuming office, after her ambitious plan to slash taxes on the nation's highest earner quickly backfired. Imagine that. Mortgage prices soared in the aftermath, while the pound sterling tanked quickly, making her unpopular with the vast majority of Britons. We scroll down here. It says her replacement, newly chosen by his fellow Conservative Party members, was the only candidate to receive support from over 100 lawmakers. That made him the only MP, which is member of parliament, for those of you that don't know, eligible to run in an election, making him win by default. Let me ask you something, Blood. Not to make this too political, but Brazil, I'm getting ready to go to Brazil in a couple months. Good friend of mine, we were talking about that before the show, has moved absolutely conservative, went from absolutely left to absolutely right. Their president now has given guns back to the people, has said heck no to the facial diapers, has said just absolutely full on no. We're putting God back in the family, or into the community. We're putting the family back into the center of whatever. And guess what? Their murder rate is down. Things are absolutely changing to the good if you look at statistics in Brazil. Okay. We're seeing this happen. If you look at the main biggest countries around the world right now, they're almost all supported by we'll call it the left. Okay.
It's the left.
Right now. Okay. That is also who controls the media.
Yep.
What people I think are starting to recognize, though, is that this ain't working. People, like, the world is in trouble right now. And I think people are actually recognizing something is wrong, whether they recognize that it is the leadership itself or the ideas behind the leadership. They're recognizing that something is wrong. Now, you see this happening over in the UK. You see it happening down in Brazil. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. We're about to have a red wave come through in November.
All those crypto bloods coming through, baby. We about to take it over, baby.
Whole bunch of bloods coming through.
A whole bunch of bloods voting, baby.
My question is, and this is something that's been debated for a long time. Miguel likes to talk about this a lot. If you look back over history, there is a back and forth. There is a teeter-totter of power. There is left, right. And it's almost so left, right. And occasionally it'll be left, and then right. But for the most part, boom, back and forth. It's like a freaking game of ping pong. Can it be real? Can it really be like, is there really, I don't know how to say this without getting kicked off YouTube.
It's so sad we got to do this.
I know. I literally got to like structure my words here. My question is, when we go to vote, are we actually, do you believe that we are actually,
I no longer vote.
Okay, but why? Tell me why. It doesn't
matter.
Midterms coming up. So what you say, I don't vote anymore. Tell me why.
It just doesn't matter, man. You're playing into the make the illusion that you have power play. That's what that is. The vote is the illusion of choice for the people. So you never, the best slave is the one that doesn't know they're a slave.
For sure.
Right?
Thinks they have freedom.
They think they have a decision. They think they can make a change. They think now at the local level, sure, you can definitely probably make some decisions that will impact you directly in your municipality, in your local community. Sure. Vote there. Absolutely. I'm an advocate for that. But you start going up that chain of command, Keeper, it's a shit show, man. It is no point in you wasting your time going to vote for these guys because they don't have our interest. Okay, even I'm a conservative. I lean right. But they're all compromised. They're all bought. They're the whole lobbyist machine is what's causing this corruption. Get rid of lobbying. Like, that's the easiest thing to do. That is the easiest layup, Keeper, is to get rid of lobbying.
So what happens to these families that most would argue or talk about that say, hey, listen, they're the ones pulling the strings in the background. If you really dive into the rabbit hole and find out, if you start doing like the Venn diagram of politics and the Venn diagram of money, it's wild how this web goes back to some central entities, if you will. They're families, right? And these families come up time and time again. And then all magically, it's this family's nephew, and it's this family's cousin, and it's this family. It's always somebody within the family that kind of, comes in and takes the reins. And so I agree with you that, man, I still vote because I feel like it's my civic duty. But I do feel like the system is broken, man. I feel like it's broken for a number of reasons. One, I agree with you. Power has corrupted. Dollars have corrupted. We can just turn on a money printer at this point and then tell people what we are or aren't going to vote for. And hey, here's a heads up. This company is going to really be hurt by this action. And hey, you might as well get your stock in while you can. But they're doing it like right out in the open, and no one gets held accountable. That's my problem. And so we see it happening time and time again. So I try to bring light to it on TikTok. A lot of y'all probably follow me on TikTok. You need to be following Blood on TikTok too. He just got on there not too long ago. Make sure you follow him on there. And I try to bring light to it. And I try to bring light to it for one reason and one reason really only, because it's freaking wrong. And so many people get just sucked into this like whirlwind of the Matrix.
And Keeper, as a black man, it really hurts me because, and why I have such a huge disdain for the Democratic Party, because they've done the black community wrong for so long.
They rubbed your back the whole time and told you they were doing you right.
Of course. So that's why I have such a disdain for the Democrats, especially white Democrats, liberal white Democrats, because they use the guise of racism. They use all these things and things to play on the black community, and they're just literally keeping us impoverished. Like all the cities in the country that are the top violent cities in the country are all run by liberals.
All of them. Every single one.
Oh, every single one.
Yeah.
You have the strictest gun laws in all of these. I know we're getting off topic, but I mean, and so you look at these things on. I mean, you should be able to see if our people weren't brainwashed. It's easy to see, bro. I need to be in a city or a state that is more conservative, where I can carry a gun. Where
Michigan's about to flop.
In what regard?
They're about to head conservative. The Republican governor is going to take over in Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's always kind of been almost like a swing state.
I was about to say, for sure.
It goes back and forth, but yeah, for sure, man. We need that, I think, and just my opinion. Again, that's not saying. See, I'm not one of those keeper that is like, MAGA, Trump.
Right.
I'm not. Everything Trump says is not right.
I agree.
Everything Trump does is not right. No person is all 100. You should never say to a candidate, I love everything that you do and say. There's something flawed in your decision making if you find someone like that.
I always laugh when people jump onto like my TikTok, and we'll slide back on the topic here, but I always laugh on my TikTok when somebody's like, oh yeah, listen to this MAGA Trumper, and I listen. The country, when Donald Trump was in office, the country was run like a business, and guess what? Business was good, right? The country,
yes, it was,
right? So just facts. That just is what it is. You don't have to like you have to like he's grabbing women and talking about whatever. He's rude to me on Twitter and whatever the other, speculations, whatever. The funniest part about it, that I always get called a Trumper for the things that I talk about. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I didn't vote for Joe Biden either. I voted for the freaking independent. I don't even remember the damn man's name. I just thought that like we were in trouble either that we were in trouble either way, whether it was going to be when it was Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. I thought we were in trouble either way, and I knew I didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton, and I wasn't comfortable voting for. I didn't even all that just to say it's funny to me that that it's so polarizing, but I think we do. I think that if we can,
it's less polarizing than it actually.
It's intended that way. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
The media makes it way more polarizing. I know more. What do you want to call it? Center, left Democrats. I don't know what the.
Then you're saying then they present and what they actually give you on the face.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Right. There are a lot of Democrats that say, behind closed doors, unfortunately, it has to be behind closed doors. They'll say, yeah, Trump did this right. Or, we're getting a little out of hand with some of this liberalism, this, the alphabet. I don't want to say, and the extreme left. So,
I'm praying for
it that way.
I'm praying for our families, praying for our communities, praying for our leaders. Ultimately, I do believe, I've talked about this pretty publicly, that we've taken the family unit out of the central point of what, it's on the dollar bill. It says, "In God we trust." We've taken that out too. Whether you have a different opinion of what you think God is, the reality is there's a moral standing that people that say that they believe in God at least have. It doesn't mean they're perfect. Doesn't mean that they do everything correctly. It doesn't mean that they're right all the time. It just means that there's some sort of a moral obligation there than just pure lawlessness. And so I'm hoping that we get back to that at some point. And I'm
Crypto Billy said, I hated his arrogance, but loved his policies, talking about Trump. And so that's a lot of people, man, but they try to categorize you into you either hate Trump altogether and all his policies and all he did or didn't do, which he did a lot, but or you're a MAGA, you're just straight out MAGA tatted, Yeah,
no doubt. So Crypto fam, do your thing. You already know what time it is coming up, whether you vote, whether you don't vote, shine some light on it. Don't shine some light on it, but don't be asleep at the freaking wheel. Pull your head out of the sand and understand that we have problems, and these problems can be solved, or at least can be pushed back in the right direction if we start making some different decisions.
Yeah, vote with your dollars. Vote with your dollars, and these packs. I know Rice is talking about trying to start a crypto pack. I don't know if there have been any in the past, but we need to vote. Unfortunately, we got to play the game they play, which is lobbying. We got to vote with our dollars.
There's a part in there's a part in bad. There you go. There's a part in Bad Boys too. It's the ladies in this TV shop. Y'all mother effers need Jesus, right? You know what I'm talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And somebody just said it in the chat, and it reminded me of that.
I saw that.
But the reality is, we do need something to look towards other than just the chaos that is in front of us. So just continue to bring and shine light onto the fact that we have a better way that we can lean into, and hopefully we can figure that out as midterms come, and at least start pushing back in the right direction, because our money's screwed. We're already in trouble. We're in big trouble if we keep printing and we keep trying to put the idea out that taxes are on the rich are going to solve the problem, which ultimately is never going to happen anyway, and they're going to pass that tax along to you and I anyway. There's just a lot of really skewed ideas out there. I'm just tired of being lied to.
To circle back to your question, or your article about the UK conservative group electing, Rishi Sunak. I think it sounds good on paper, but just like when Trump got into office, he did a lot of stuff that he wanted to do through EOs, executive orders, but then I think he found out he couldn't do a lot. There's a lot you can't do because there's a whole machine that's really running everything, right? Yep. So I think this guy is going to get and feel the same challenges.
Or he's going to be full on CBDC, right? Because that's presented as an option too, which I do believe that's a whole nother topic, but that gets us into the globalist agenda,
right?
Which,
he may run that route. Yep, for sure.
We'll see about that. All right, so let's kick it off, or let's finish it off, I should say, with let's talk about China, since we're going to talk like Donald Trump tonight. China. Let's talk about China. So we have got, I was reading the article. U.S. charges Chinese intelligence officers for bribing government employee with Bitcoin. First of all, before we read this, who bribes somebody with freaking Bitcoin? You bribe them with cash. You don't bribe them with freaking Bitcoin. It's a blockchain. You have pure, unadulterated access and freaking proof that it happened on the blockchain.
And it wasn't even a lot, I don't think.
I know it was. It was like 61 grand. And look at the typo on this dumb article. Two Chinese intelligence officers were charged with obstruction of justice for bribing a government worker with 61,000 zero. I don't know what that number is. Nobody
can tell me. Is it 610,000?
I don't think it is. I think it was 61 grand.
61 grand.
But they could have put it in the wrong spot. But for some reason, I think it was 61 grand. In Bitcoin, but we'll never know because it's written incorrectly. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, the action from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York related to the ongoing federal criminal investigation and prosecution of a global telecommunication companies. Say it for me, Blood. What's the company?
Huawei.
I was going to screw up again. Huawei. It's Huawei. Huawei. Company based in the People's Republic of China, according to a statement released Monday. The double agent in question was working for the FBI, the office said. According to the statement, the individual received payments in Bitcoin on two separate occasions. This was an egregious attempt by the People's Republic of China intelligence officers to shield a PRC-based company from accountability and to undermine the integrity of the judicial system. Okay, we got a couple minutes. I know we're running long tonight, family, but stick with us. This is a good conversation.
Oh yeah,
you mentioned it earlier, Blood.
Let's go.
Why are we so interested? So we know a lot of people know why we're interested in China. China ultimately, even if you look down to something as simple as TikTok, they push and don't push certain things because it pushes some sort of division within our community. When you look at Chinese TikTok, it promotes education. You look at U.S. TikTok, it pushes ass and titties, excuse my mouth, and it pushes just absolute division in all sorts of different directions. Why does the FBI, the United States of America, and China, why are they having issues with a massive telecommunications company? What do Huawei? Yes, got it. What does Huawei have to do with
they're the biggest 5G manufacturer, man. They hold the key. And so Huawei has been in Africa a lot, taking over in those industries or in those regions, promising them 5G infrastructure in lieu of or in exchange for various things. So they're doing a lot of bribing across the globe, especially in the One Belt, One Road initiative, all up and through that region. So they're pretty much the number one guys everywhere except here in the United States. And I hate to keep going back to Trump, but Trump put his foot down on them infiltrating the US. I don't know where we are with things at this juncture. I think the lady is she still in jail in Canada?
I don't know.
So he had her arrested. Trump did. And I don't know where we are with that, but yeah, this is just showing you that we've got it's a new type of war. I know we're going through potential kinetic war with Russia and the Ukraine situation, but the real war is really going to be cyber, man. And and this is part of the espionage that's going on. They're good at it. They're good at stealing our stuff. They've been doing it for many, many years, stealing a lot of our IP from US companies. And this is the thing, we've allowed them to get away with it for years until Trump came around.
He said enough's enough. He
said enough is enough. And hey, we see what happened with that situation. But yeah, man, it's a sad situation, but it's real. They're definitely.
It's wild because these telecommunications companies think about who has more information than, let's just say, Apple or Huawei or some of these Verizon or whatever. These communication companies that they have all of think about the data that they hold. If you took my phone and had the actual information right now, these phones listen to you. I know my phone listens to me. I've had a totally offhanded conversation one time about something random, and the next thing I know, it's showing up on freaking Amazon. I've never talked about it before in my life. I was talking about a fold-down shower seat for one of my handicapped clients. And I was like, yeah, we should be able to get that. Whatever, got my phone in my pocket. Next day I come home and I'm like, let me check Amazon, see what they got. I freaking open Amazon, and the first thing that pulls up is a fold-down shower seat. Come on, bro. So they have the information. Not only do they have the information about what you've been talking about, they have the information about where you've been. They have date, timestamps. You can tell a lot about a person. That's what police use when they look back on like a murder investigation. What do they look at when they look at your phone? They look at date, time, they're looking at. That's valuable information. It can tell you a lot by seeing where somebody's been and what they're doing. Blah, 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 blah. Now you take an active espionage, and they have very specific people that they want to have targeted, and what they're doing, when they're doing it, how they're doing it, and why they're doing it. And all of a sudden, you've got some information that could absolutely change the course of history and election. I don't know. I also think, I hate to say it, I also think that it's a very convenient time for the U.S. to show strong against China right before the midterms. You can't deny it. You have a strong show of force, right, where his son has been absolutely chastised and Joe Biden has been chastised for having relations with China, for having relationships with China.
They've been chastised?
Well, what I'm saying is it's been brought up a number of times. They ask, you got like Peter Doocy, who actually asks real questions within the press meetings. By the way, I want to take that dude out to dinner. If anybody can get me a dinner with Peter Doocy, that's my dude right there. I love that guy.
If I was at dinner with Peter Doocy, I would get him a shot of Doocy.
Dude, I'm telling you I'll get him whatever he wanted, because I freaking love the fact that he asks some real questions. You see me, I duet his stuff on TikTok all the time. But yeah, so what I'm getting at is that it's been brought up time and time and time again, and we never really get an answer. Now we're coming up on midterms, and it's like, oh, we got to stop the espionage from the Chinese. Like, Get out of here, bro.
Simon Hill, Hale said, I don't know if it's Hill or Hale, said no, she's out and free. So she's now out. The CEO of Huawei, which was
is she?
Yeah, according to him. Yep.
Okay. So well, that
makes sense. Makes sense. Trump out, she's free. You know how I go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's no, I agree with you. Timing is not it's not by mistake.
Not bad timing.
No. I hear you, man.
It's not bad timing. Crypto fam, we love you guys. We appreciate you for being here. We could talk all night on this. As a reminder, Crusader and I are going to be doing our own platform. We're going to start it off on Wednesdays. The conversation that Blood and I had tonight was very mild. It was very censored, if you will, self-censoring, which I hate doing. If you want to check out what we're really going to say, make sure that you check that out. We'll be opening that up soon. There will be a small paywall. Our attorneys have advised us to talk about whatever we want to talk about. We got to charge you a couple dollars. I'm talking like $2 to $5. It's not going to be anything expensive, so just stand by. But we're going to have some real conversations. There is going to be a live chat so that you guys are going to be able to have the real conversations as well. So if you guys are looking forward to that, I know I am. As always, jump in the Discord, Danger Close Alpha. Got the 5 ETH giveaway. Got a ton going on. Check out Crypto Blood and his Bloodalytics. Bloodalytics.
Yeah, we're still making money now. We're just not making as much as we could be making, but we did 26% last month, 21% the first month, and hopefully, hey, if we get some movement, just a little bit, we'll definitely blow that out the park for month 3. So check it out. I got a discount for your crew, man. I think it's Debate Crypto 25.
25, I think. Yeah, Debate Crypto 25. So if you guys are looking to get Bloodalytics, and I'll tell you from using it, it gives you alerts. It gives you buy, sell, take profits. I mean, if you're paying attention, you pay attention to the little telegram, buy, sell, take profit. It's very straightforward. So it doesn't take a genius to figure out, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, okay. I'm supposed to take 50% profits. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, cool. Right. So make sure to check that out. Crypto fam, we love you guys. Just remember, question everything, trust nothing. And until next time, hodl like it's hot. We will see you soon.